Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Spring Porter with Spring Solutions LLC. In this video, I'm going to be covering the last few states that I have not covered on my channel. That is Maryland, the Eastern and Western districts of Arkansas, and Ohio. If you're interested in working in either of those states, please stay tuned. Please note that I am not an attorney. This information is not indicated as legal advice. So let's go to the funds locator. And if we type ARK, we see that there are two districts. So the Eastern and Western District, and it appears as though they are listed together on their site, which leads me to believe that this is probably a smaller region where maybe there are not that many bankruptcy court cases. So let's start with the Eastern District and let's do a search in the funds locator. When I do that, I see that there are about 1,100 cases. So not that many, but still some that you could work. If I click the amount button twice, the highest claim that pulls up is about $25,000, right? So decent numbers here. I mean, you can still work this particular region. Let's go to the other district here, which is the Western. So if I search that, there's only 590, right? So really small. But again, these numbers are subject to change because, you know, bankruptcy is going to go up. So the highest claim in this area right here is 14,000. So there's still some numbers here that you could work. You could work this state in addition to another one. So here is the bankruptcy court website for these two districts. Again, they lumped them together. The court locations, there's two. There's one in Little Rock and there's one in Fayetteville. There's addresses and telephone numbers of both. When you go up here, you type unclaimed funds in the search bar engine, and here you have your forms. And then down here it has the instructions that you need. Okay, so you just go through and you see what you need as supporting documents. You have to pick which type of claimant you're going to be. And then it has the address and where to file this. And it gives you the court. The court gives you, which form to follow for the W-9, the court tax forms, rather. You need that as well. And then the application is under the instruction packet, and it looks like they are following the official form 1340. I mentioned before in my channel, bankruptcy is a federal rule, but each individual state has adopted their own interpretations. So this is the official rule, but an official form, but not every state recognizes this, right? They sometimes adopt their own little quirky ways of doing things. But at any rate, this is what you need in the state of Arkansas. Let's go over to the state of Maryland. Now, I have mentioned Maryland before, but it was in terms of deceased claimants and that sort of thing. So I'm just going to go over that as well. If you go to the funds locator, you type in MDB. Maryland has about 8,600 cases where there are unclaimed funds available. The highest claim here is about 52,000, and then it just sort of goes down from there. It only takes one good one, really. You just never know. It takes one really good large one, and then, you can also get some of the smaller ones as well. It just depends on how you market yourself, as I've stated before. So here is the website for Maryland for the bankruptcy court. There are two locations. One's in Baltimore, one's in Greenbelt. And if you type unclaimed funds in the search bar engine, you'll find the instructions. So here's the instruction packet. Maryland is also one of those states that follows the official procedures. Here are the different claimants and the documents that you may need. Here is the address to where you mail it. This goes to the financial administrator. That gives you the post-filing process. And again, those links to the tax forms are listed under there, right? So let's go to, I'll show you the application. And here it is, Form 1340. So it's the same official form, and they've given you the address to the district attorney for the Maryland area. And That's the notary language at the bottom, right? So that is the state of Maryland. Now, I am going to show you the state of Iowa. Iowa has 2 districts. Oh, I'm sorry, Ohio, not Iowa. Ohio has 2 districts, northern and southern. Northern district. You can tell I'm not from the Midwest. It's always like foreign territory whenever I talk about the Midwest because I don't visit there. I don't have a lot of family there. But at any rate, the Northern District has over 55,000 cases where there are unclaimed funds. So this is a really large area for bankruptcy. If you click the amount button twice, the highest claim is about $73,000. So there are some really good numbers here. And I'll just show you the Southern District while we're here too. Ohio Southern, 18,000 cases where there are unclaimed funds. And let's click on the highest amount. So the highest one here is over 64,000. So there's some decent numbers here. Again, these numbers are subject to change, right? Because bankruptcy is going to be on the rise and are due to COVID, you know, as I mentioned before. So let's go over to their websites. Let's start with the Northern District of Ohio. And there are a lot of court locations here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different court locations. And you see the addresses here, the telephone number, there's fax numbers listed here in case you had a question. Always pay attention to this sort of COVID update because they're giving you different closures and that type of thing. You know, as I mentioned before, some states may be closed to the public for hearings, and you know they may be doing the hearings by phone, and some may be working at a small capacity. So you may want to find out if there are people that are processing applications for unclaimed funds in your area. I mean, in some smaller locations they may not, but this appears to be a really big area with so many court locations, so you may want to find out if they're still operating or not. So type in unclaimed funds and you will see the petition. So here is one state that has adopted their own interpretation. They don't use the official form. They use this petition for unclaimed funds. Now, even though you hear the word petition, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be an attorney to do this. It's giving you the different scenarios on who you need to be: authorized representative, attorney at law. So you can still do this as a funds locator, right? And you can still sign these forms. And they also give you, which documents you need as well. And here's the additional form that you need to put on here with, a social security number or a tax ID number. So that is the Northern District of Ohio. Again, I go over this process and filling in the documents and what type of claimant you need to be in my course. I get occasionally emails from people and messages, people ask me, how do I fill this in? This is something that you're going to have to pay for. I can't just show you and fill it in for you because then you may not understand the full process from beginning to end. So the goal of my channel and the goal and the purpose of this course is to educate, educate, educate. It's not simply just to make money. Money is sort of a byproduct of making sure you understand the process and by really genuinely wanting to help people. So when you have those two, you wanting to help and you understand the process, the money will come because you've done those things properly. So I just want to reiterate that, the importance of having the process down. Again, I cover those points from A to Z, from the beginning to the end in my course, right? I think I would be doing a disservice to anyone if I just fill this in and show you, because again, it's different in every state. You have to understand the full process before you even just take these forms and print them, right? All right, so I'm going to show you the last district's website, and that's the Southern District of Ohio. Keep in mind that there are also district courts for these particular areas too. So there is a district court for the Southern District of Ohio that is not bankruptcy, and sometimes their websites look similar. So make sure you're always on the bankruptcy court website for that district. I've made that mistake before and I'm like, where are the funds? And then I look closely and I'm like, oh, this is the wrong website. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes they really look identical. So this again, Southern District of Ohio covers the areas of Cincinnati, Columbus, and Dayton. And here are their addresses and telephone numbers. And if we go up top again to the search bar engine, unclaimed funds, type that in, and we have the instructions. So here's the application. So they're using the official rule, the official forms. It says that complies with the court's local bankruptcy rules is provided. So they're using the application. They're telling you what the supporting documents you need, depending on which type of claimant you are, and all that information is here. Tells you that you need a proposed order, that you need you have to mail it to these locations, depending on, I guess, which area you are in or where the bankruptcy case was filed. You have to mail it for that corresponding clerk. So again, that information is found on PACER at the heading. Okay, so this is for the area of the Southern District of Ohio. Every court website has general rules and official forms. So if you go to rules and forms, if you cannot find the document you're looking for, then you should go to the official forms here. And this is the bankruptcy official forms. And if you scroll down, you'll see something that says application for unclaimed funds. Okay, so if the website does not spell out specifically the form that they are using, then you can always go here if they're using the official form and just click on application, right? And it's here. You would be able to find the form here, all right? So this is the Southern District of Ohio. Again, if you're interested in working in these states, please, try and see if that's something that works well for you, or maybe you're living in these areas and you just want to see what it looks like. This is where you find the documents. These are where you find your leads. Okay, so I hope this information is helpful to you. As always, thank you for watching. Please note again, my course is available to you. The link is in the description box. So are my services, my coaching calls, and if you want to do case management, again, that is here for you. But again, the coaching calls and case management really will not be necessary if you take my course, because you will already know how to do the things that you're going to be asking me in the coaching call, right? So again, just want to put that out there. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.